Hi, I'm Sandy Schreck for LBR Educates, and today we're going to be looking at the stem grid technique that I use to create vase designs. It's a simple structure that is made with the stems of the floral materials that you're using. So I'm not taping across the vase, I'm not using a plastic insert on top. I'm just going to be using the stems of the materials, and by positioning them in crossing patterns and starting from the outside of the vase first, I'm going to be able to create a grid which will hold my flowers stable and be a great mechanic to be able to successfully design a vase arrangement. Let's take a look at creating this design. So I'm starting with a grand cylinder, and this is one from Smithers Oasis. And you can use base foliage. It can be salal, leather leaf, or in this case, one of my new favorite foliages is Huckleberry, not the red huck, the standard huck. And I feel like it has a more gardeny appearance, a little bit wilder. Right now, our vase designs, rather than be quite so compact, they're opening up a little bit more, and so you're able to use these more elongated stems and smaller foliages to create that more garden type feeling. As I'm putting these stems in, you can see each one. So I came from here, crossed over to here, came from here, crossed over to here, and then this one's going that way, and this one's going to come this way. So I've got 4 X's internally within going different directions. So then the next way, rather than do the top flowers and determine the height first, what I'm going to be doing is doing the flowers that are going to be on the outer perimeter first. And so in this case, I'm going to do some Delphinium that's a little bit more elongated and come across, and you can see came in here and then it ended up over here. Same thing. I just hold that stem across. If you're less experienced, pull your vase right to the edge of the table, and you can come here, figure out and hold your finger, mark that where you're going to cut that flower, and then this one's going to come across in the other direction. And I'm just going to add a secondary piece coming across. But you can see how they're already supporting each other, going back and forth. A couple of the other just simple pieces. I always like to use a combination of materials, some long-lasting flowers. Really, the arrangement in the customer's mind is alive until the last flower dies. So if you're using that combination of chrysanthemums and some Alstroemeria, or also some of the button mums, novelty palms, all of those different materials. So you can see as I'm going here, I'm just coming back and forth on each one. And then, so different materials, accenting different colors, going different directions. I have a couple of my larger flowers that I'm going to use in the middle. So at this point, I'm going to add in some of my fillers that'll help to tighten up some of those X's here. You could add a secondary foliage that would add that textural and visual interest. A little bit of leather leaf or some salal for different type of materials in there. So you can see in that vase, you've got a lot of crossing stems, and they're all self-supporting each other. And when this is going to get delivered, it's going to stay mechanically sound and make it to the customer in the intention of the design that you created it. So now I'm going to come in with some of my materials that are going to sit a little bit lower. And this is a little bit of an updated style where you've got the focals down in and some of the middle flowers coming down lower and drawing your eye down into the design. So the sides of the arrangements are opened up a little bit more and a little bit more extended, and then you look down in, and so I've got a couple of the country blue roses with that high petal count down in there, and then I'm going to add a couple of the LenBusch grown Gerberas, and those are strong, so strong in color and everything that I'm actually going to do a repetition of one on this side and then one coming on this side to continue to draw your eye through that design. Lastly, coming in with a little bit of Veronica just to add a little bit more visual interest kind of through the center there, adding that garden aspect. And you can see once I'm putting those in, they'll stand up straight and tall right where you put them in. So you can see that that stem grid, that internal stem grid, is working very well. Just going to add a little bit of the Bupleurum around the edge and through the middle to just kind of pull this design all together. So here's our vase design using that stem grid technique. You can see how mechanically sound this design is, and you have the ability to be able to spread those flowers out and really show that extra value, do some updated designing, really kind of opening those arrangements up and just having our customers feel that extra value. And no tape or additional plastic grid was necessary. We were able to just use that structure of the flower stems to be able to hold this design in place. So I hope you enjoy this. Give us a thumbs up. Ask any questions if you have any. Take a look at that bell down there. We have a lot of great videos on our YouTube channel, from educational videos to inspirational, business, product previews. So hit that subscription bell and so you can be notified anytime we have a video uploaded. This is the stem grid technique for LBR Educates. I'm Sandy Schreck, and I hope I inspired you to create some fabulous florals.